Thank you for joining me, Dr. Anderson, to discuss a very important topic with regards to mental health, especially in Black communities.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm pleased to be here.
For sure, for sure. So, a little bit of your background. You are the founder and director of the Anderson Center for Health, Wellness, and Contemplative Thought. You have over 30 years of experience as an academic, a psychotherapist, and advocate for ethnic and cultural diversity, also focusing on optimizing health and well-being through integrative approaches. You also have extensive expertise in stress-related conditions, trauma, and chronic health issues and concerns. Your work emphasizes the importance of cultural sensitive mental health practices and community engagement.
There are a wide range of factors that contribute to how mental health is stigmatized, but I want to say that it's not generally and narrowly specific to Black communities. I think the mainstream press tends to glorify it, and then you have Hollywood and that sort of thing. But the crust of mental health or mental illness is that you have a deviation from normality. And any deviation from normality causes some anxiety, and thus you have some sort of stigmatization. Unfortunately, with Black communities, we've had a long history of oppression, and we've had a long history of distrust for healthcare professionals. The Tuskegee experiment would be one thing. Actually, your university, Emory Medical School, had a hand in some discriminatory practices as well. So that added to some problems with stigmatization. But I like to think of it, though, as we're moving towards a situation where we're able to talk about it. And this is where your series comes in. And it's really important for us to talk about things, for us to kind of normalize the whole issue of human existence and experience. When it comes to people of color, and particularly African-American males, there's a high incidence of mental illness. Now, the question is why? Part of the why is because there's a significant amount of trauma that African Americans have experienced. And we've been really good at coping with that on our own. One of the factors that lead to us coping with it, though, is the fact that we don't have the access that majority group people have with mental health professionals. I'm a clinical psychologist, and there are only 5% of my professional colleagues are African Americans or Black. Even less than that are men. So when it comes to people wanting to see someone who is more like them or would have some sensitivity, you can't find that. Part of my goal as an academic psychologist was to train everybody into being culturally sensitive, because I figured out early on that there weren't just going to be a whole lot of people of color to really would match the mental illness epidemic in this country. So what I did is I began to train psychologists in general to deal with mental illness from a culturally specific point of view. Now, what is culturally specific point of view? We're talking about things like addressing and understanding the person's values. Now, the values could have a range from predilections to family to dealing with racism and the like. So part of being culturally sensitive is to understand where the person's coming from, to listen carefully and closely about these nuances, and to just be there and not to dismiss what a person's saying, particularly as it relates to racism and micro events. And it's been a struggle. About 2 years ago, the American Psychological Association apologized for their racist practice. And that has come a long way, because psychologists is known for testing. And one of the things that we did that was pretty problematic is we led the view that Black folks was less than, and that our intelligence and our ability to cope was less than white folks. One thing that I never wanted to do when I look at statistics is say Blacks are this and whites are that, because we move away from looking at the individual to looking at how we compare ourselves with someone else. So the long and short of it is that my association has apologized, made an apology, say, well, we're sorry about how we contribute to the more systemic misunderstanding of Black folk.